Here's Margaret, everybody. She needs more.
Okay, good. Thank you. There are some advantages to growing up with brothers, and free boxing lessons is one of them. So when I was 10 years old, my brother Charlie was 14, and he was already at least 6 feet tall. And when he wasn't actively punching me himself, he taught me how to protect my chin with my right and jab with the left, which I thought was very, very cool as a little kid. I wasn't exactly sure when it might come in handy, but it did. That same year, in 5th grade, Willard Elementary School, Evanston, Illinois. So picture me, 10 years old, 5th grade. It's 1969. I was tall for my age, but chubby. Shiny brown braids around a roundish face. Crisp white cotton blouse, navy plaid wool skirt, navy knee socks. And no, I did not go to a Catholic girls' school. So this is just to give you an idea of how incredibly geeky I was. And in 1969, geeky was not cool. So one day I'm staying after school to help out one of my beloved teachers, Mrs. Torby. I mean, I loved school. I loved my teachers. As a shy little kid with no friends in the neighborhood, school was like heaven to me. So I'm staying after school, and I am the proverbial teacher's pet. I am erasing the blackboard. But I'm not alone in the room with her. The school bully is in there too. His name is Aaron. And at 10 years old, Aaron is much shorter than I am, but he is wiry and muscular as a grown man. And at a certain point, Mrs. Torby decides to leave the room. Now, I still question the wisdom of leaving a lamb, even a very tall lamb, alone in a closed classroom with a wolf. But there we were. And as soon as Mrs. Torby walked out, Aaron just like strode up behind me. And he said, "So you think you're so cool?" And I was like, oh my God, the one thing I knew in the whole world was I was not cool. So I just kept erasing and erasing, right? And then he says to me, "So you don't even talk to me?" I'm like, oh my God, I'm not talking to him because I'm petrified. I could taste fear in my mouth. It was like blood on my tongue. I was just completely petrified. And I'm still erasing, right? And my silence must have enraged him, because then he started to poke me in the back with, I don't know, it was like a ruler or some chalk or a flashcard. I have no idea what it was. And as he's poking me in the back, I'm like shuffling down the blackboard, still erasing, right? And he's poking me and he's hissing at me and he's herding me into the corner until finally I am at the end of the blackboard where it meets the wall with the windows overlooking our schoolyard. I'm in the corner there, and something in my little 10-year-old brain clicks. I hear the voice of my father. Now, don't fight, but if you're ever backed into a corner, it's okay to defend yourself. Bingo. And in 1 second, I went from chubby geek to warrior princess. I turned to face Aaron. I planted my brown lace-up shoes. I leaned over and I punched him as hard as I could in the gut. He bent over and he stayed bent over. And when he finally looked up at me, it was with surprise. And I thought, oh my gosh, I must not know my own strength. Or maybe, probably, he was surprised he'd just been punched by the shyest nerd in the whole school. And I don't know what happened next. I think I just walked out of that classroom. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that word got out somehow. And my street cred, which you know, was below zero, just skyrocketed just in time for Haven Junior High School. When I got there, the tough girls actually avoided me in the hallway. And sometimes I'd heard them whisper, "That's the one who punched out Aaron." And I was in a class with Aaron that year, 6th grade social studies, and he was famous that year for passing stuff around under the desk. One day it was a dildo, which I have to hand it to you, Aaron, that was tremendous shock value on that one. Another day it was The Godfather, the book with the pages with the sex scenes turned down, which I thought was awesome. So he was still really the baddest kid in school, but he left me well alone. And I thought, good, because it is not cool to pick on a geek or a nerd or anyone. It's cold, and it's foolish, because you never know when you might be messing with a teacher's pet who packs a punch. Thank you.